What's up, MH students online? Welcome. We're so glad that you're here. Route 56,
welcome.
junior high and high school students. I am Ronald Redmond, the director of high school ministry.
Yes, you are. And I am Avery Jackson, right here, right now, Route 56 Regional Campus Coordinator.
That's right. So glad you guys have joined us for another week of MH students online.
Yeah, so in appreciation of that, for you guys tuning in every week, we want to switch it up and do something different.
Okay.
All right, so this is what we're
like
going to do. We're going to select somebody out of our live audience to come up here and do a challenge, all right? So once they do this challenge, we're going to have a prize for you guys, and you'll find out what that is here in a little bit. But we got to pick somebody from our live audience.
Live audience.
Make some noise. Make some noise if you want to be on.
You want to be on?
Well, I don't know why people ain't here. It's not like we quarantine.
Facts. That is true.
But
so, even though we don't have a live audience, we got you. And we did so by inviting a leader to come to join MH Students Online. And so I'm going to need you to put your hands together wherever you are for one of our MH Students leaders, upperclassmen girls leader at High Point campus. Give it up for Meg Williams.
Yeah.
How you doing, Meg?
I'm doing great. How about you?
We're doing fantastic. So thank you so much for joining us for MH Students Online. And so we got a little competition that we're going to do real quick.
So this is your challenge. This is your competition. So you're racing against time, okay? So you're not racing against me. You're not racing against Ronald. You're racing against time.
How much time?
Right? A minute.
1 minute.
You have a minute. So this is what Meg has to do. We're going to put a box of Kleenex on the table right here just in a little bit. She has to, with one hand, pluck the tissue out of the Kleenex box.
Okay,
in
sounds
a
pretty
minute.
simple.
So if she completes this challenge, I want you guys, everybody that's watching, I want you to comment on the YouTube video. And from that, I will select somebody random, and I'm giving away a free meal.
Hey.
I'm giving away Chick-fil-A,
Okay.
pizza, something. I'm giving away a meal to somebody during this quarantine time.
Hey, so make sure you comment on this video.
So I need you guys to give a thumbs up, like, if you want Meg to win this challenge so you can have a free meal.
Yeah.
Now that we're all set up, Meg, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let me count it down. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on.
The only time they're going to get Chick-fil-A.
Hey! Because Meg successfully, you guys get a chance to win. All you got to do is comment on the video, and you get a chance. Avery's going to raffle that off and send a meal to you.
Yeah, so like Ronald said, make sure you guys comment on the section. I'm giving away a free meal. Meg, we definitely appreciate you coming up here.
Thanks for joining us for MH Students Online.
For any of y'all that don't know Meg, she is great. If you're an upperclassman watching this, get into our small group. She is fantastic. She is awesome. So now,
awesome. Yeah, cool. Well, one thing that you offering free meals got me thinking about is how much I've been eating since we've been in this quarantine. Anybody who knows Meg, she loves food, and wherever she is, there's food. And so this week's challenge is all about food. Now, students, you guys have probably also been eating quite a bit while you guys have been in the home. And so what we're going to do is challenge you guys this week to not just eat, but to help in preparing meals for someone in your home. And so we're going to challenge you to prepare a meal. It could be breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or even a dessert if you're feeling like you want to bake. And so we want to challenge every student to make a meal for their families and take a picture and send it to us, Mercy Hill students at mercyhillchurch.com, and we'll look at it, and the best looking meal will win for the week.
Wins. If you want, just like how last week with the Dude Perfect challenge, it wasn't last week, it was 2 weeks ago. See, I'm all messed up, but it's okay.
Yeah, the quarantine.
I did that the first video.
Yeah, quarantine.
The quarantine is getting to my head.
What days it is.
So if you remember the trick shot video, remember you can watch Dude Perfect, but this week, if you want some inspiration, go on YouTube and type up Chopped Food Network. And that's a way, it will just get your spirits into cooking a meal. Remember, like I said, siblings, you can help. Dog, you can help. Pet goldfish,
yeah,
you can help
I
as
don't
well.
want my dog cooking, so don't do that.
Just
but
get anybody to
do
help.
cook a meal. All right, guys, we're going to turn it over to my man Tanner, who's going to bring a quick word for us.
What's going on, MH students? My name is Tanner. I'm excited to be here with you. I genuinely believe that Romans chapter 8 can change your life. I believe right now God is using his word by the Spirit to change mine. And this week's passage is honestly one of the keys to whether you will live a joyful, full, dynamic, free life in Jesus, or it'll just feel like this idea that Jesus died for my sins, but I just kind of live in my normal life. This can be something that is so near and dear to our hearts, and walking with Jesus is a real thing, and I want you guys to see this. So to help me this week, I got my handy dandy whiteboard. It's the teacher in me. I'm going to read our passage, Romans chapter 8, verses 5 through 9. Pastor Andrew gave a great word. I hope you heard that. And we're going to look at it a little deeper, and then we'll talk about it in small groups, and would love to have you there. Here we go. Romans chapter 8, verse 5 says, "For those who live according to the flesh set their minds on the things of the flesh, but those who live according to the Spirit set their minds on the things of the Spirit. For to set the mind on the flesh is death, but to set the mind on the Spirit is life and peace. For the mind that is set on the flesh is hostile to God, for it does not submit to God's law. Indeed, it cannot. Those who are in the flesh cannot please God. You, however, are not in the flesh, but in the Spirit, if, in fact, the Spirit of God dwells in you. Anyone who does not have the Spirit of Christ does not belong to him." So there's really two levels of things going on in this passage. So I'm going to use this tool, the whiteboard here, to help me kind of explain the two levels. I really think that's going to help click some things. So two words you're reading a lot right now are the words flesh and spirit. Okay? Now, there's two questions that are underwriting everything in this book, all right? The first one is this: who I am, and the second is what I do, okay? So the first one is who I am. Everybody at home say, who I am, okay? So who you are, if you are in the flesh, does not please God, okay? Who you are, if you are in the Spirit, does please God, okay? This is huge. How do you go from one who does not to does please God? Is through the cross of Jesus Christ. There's therefore now no condemnation for those who are in Christ Jesus, Romans 8:1. Okay, this is like being adopted into the family of Christ. We talk about that a lot here at Mercy Hill Church. You are a son or a daughter. Now, your actions, what I do, very clear that if you are in the flesh, you cannot please God with your actions. If you are in the Spirit, what I do can please God. It can either grieve or please. The example I'm going to use is my son Maverick. Okay, I love this dude. I'm going to talk to you about him all the time. He is my son, therefore he does please me. He does. He is pleasing to me. That does not mean that every action he does is pleasing, but even when he does a grievous action, it is as a son who is pleasing to me. Are y'all tracking with that? Y'all are smart. You're tracking. So what this means, what Romans chapter 8 is trying to get us to understand is this: if you are in the flesh, if you have not trusted Jesus Christ, if you do not follow him, you do not, nor can you ever please God the Father. And that should haunt you and lead you to search for Jesus and to put your trust and your faith in him. However, if you have placed your faith in Jesus, you are pleasing to God through Jesus Christ. Not because you are special, but because of what Christ has done for you and the Spirit who lives in you. Therefore, my actions day to day really matter, because I can either grieve the Father who has adopted me into his family, or I can please him. Therefore, the passage's call to you is to fill the Spirit that he has given you more and more by denying the old self and the ways of the flesh and feeding the ways of the Spirit. Y'all, this has changed my life because I was so afraid that I was not pleasing to God, and it finally clicked in my heart and in my mind that I am pleasing to God, and what I do can be pleasing to God, all because of the Spirit who lives in me. I can't wait to talk about this with you more in small groups. Your leaders will be there. Our staff will be there. We love you guys. Praying for you.